continuing on with the guidelines we're talking about, we've just talked about individual guidelines for the Canadian Social Connection guidelines. Now we're going to talk about community guidelines. Can you speak to why we need two different types of guidelines for individuals and community?
Yeah, I think actually something I've learned from you, Pete, has always been this idea of that social connection as a health behavior is different from eating healthy and exercise and these other health behaviors that typically I study. And it's different in that it requires two people. And it actually requires more than two people. I'd say an interaction requires two people, but to really have a sense of belonging, connection, requires a whole community. And I think secondary to that is it's not just that you need that community to exist, but you need that community to be warm and open and accessible to you. And so the community guidelines are really acknowledging that a better, more socially connected world isn't achievable through a person and their behavior.
Individual empowerment.
They're individual, right? We do need to empower them. People need to be empowered in this society, but not alone, right? And so we have community guidelines to set some guidance saying, hey, you too, policymakers or decision makers or community organizers or business leaders or employers, all of these, you too are also part of solving this problem that we face.
Yeah, I love it, Kiffer. So let's get into the community guidelines. So the first one, promote awareness for the importance of social connection. Who's responsible to promote awareness and the importance of social connection from the guidelines? Who do you highlight as the people who should be on the front edge, ensuring that people understand this information?
Yeah, short answer here, everyone. This is all about obligations to say that social connection is important. This is really the mirror from the individual guidelines to make social connection a priority in your life. This is about promoting, it's not just on the individual to make it a priority, it's on society to also make people aware that that should be a priority. And I think that can happen in workplaces, it can happen in schools, it can happen on social media. Governments certainly need to step up and fund these efforts because just like they did for nutrition guidelines and exercise guidelines, social connection guidelines people need to be aware of them. They're going to do no good, sitting on a website or in some pamphlets, right? It actually needs to get into people's heads.